Hi, how you going? It's Josh here from New Wave Digital Marketers. I've got two guest speakers here. We've got Croz from Oz and Wayne Mansfield, and we're here just to talk about Twitter and how you can use it for business. And Croz has just gone over 5,000 followers. Wayne here is just over 57,000 followers.
Hurry up, mate. Hurry up.
So we're just going to have a general chat about how to get more followers on Twitter and the reason for doing it and what is Twitter, how can you use it. So Wayne, you were just telling us a little bit about some of the new rules.
Okay. What I was saying is that Twitter have a number of rules and they weren't enforcing them. And as with everything, if you can find out to get on the right side of these things. So basically the rule is you can follow 1,000 people a day. And Twitter, the power of it's who follows you back. So it took me 30 days to get 2,000, 90 to get to 10,000, and then I worked out that they weren't enforcing the rules. So from 10,000 to 50,000 was about 10 days. You should be able to add 100 to 200 a day, so in a 90-day program, which we show people how to do, you're up to about 20,000 people.
How do you monetize your followers on Twitter?
Well, perhaps the first thing is who would you follow? And my understanding, I was sort of stuck, and I found this young guy in New Zealand, a young Chinese Kiwi. Funny mix, but he even speaks with a Kiwi accent.
I don't even meet him in the dark.
But this young guy said to me, it's amazing because if you find your competitor and they happen to be on Twitter, they expose their good customers. Say you had a cookbook, who would you sell a cookbook to? Well, find some famous cook on Twitter and follow their followers. So if you followed a couple of hundred a day, in 100 days you'd have 20,000 people who you could reasonably assume were interested in cooking.
Now, I spoke to you the other day and you're saying that you to get to 50,000 you don't worry who you follow. But I've adopted a different attitude whereby I click on and I check that person is simpatico to a certain extent with what I'm doing. And so that's, I feel, building slower. But I possibly, in ignorance, feel that's a better following than having a huge following that's not actually relevant to what I'm doing.
I think that there's a basic difference to what you have done and what I've done. Is the generally accepted way to do it is a passive existence on the net.
Yeah, sounds like you're 8 till 6 following people, having conversations with people, organising TweetDeck.
It seems like that, doesn't it?
What we're talking about is using Twitter to generate traffic, and obviously you've got close to 60,000 Croz, you've got just over 5,000, and your strategy with Twitter is obviously to engage with new people and broaden your market and your audience, and you're always writing content for your website and your blog and your Facebook group. Yeah. If you want to just share with people how you use it to generate traffic.
Every article I do from Worry Free Island on a daily basis, I then put it on my website and I copy it and a link to my website and I put it on to Twitter. But I trim the URL. Trim is a URL shortening thing that actually gives you the results of how many people have been there. I suppose I drive about 400 or 500 people a day to my website via Twitter, which is fantastic because before that I think it was 4 or 5.
We use Bitly, which again has all the stats. And on the one I talked to you about, Lotto, it drives between 500 and 2,000 people a day to where we want them to go. Now, my experience on the internet is to get that sort of traffic, you have to do a heck of a lot of work.
Yeah.
And on mine, which is running the 57,000, it is not unusual in 10 minutes to drive 500 to 1,000 people to wherever you want them to go, as long as the content of the tweet is contextual.
I was talking to Jonathan Gunson today. He's the guy that's got Traffic TV. Have you seen that?
No.
He started off doing a daily thing, giving a traffic tactic thing, and he's now evolved into a thing where he's just doing, I think, once a week he tries to get a celebrity. I think Loic was the last one he spoke to, and he's spoken to Felicity Slattery and a few other people, just as normal interviews. But I was talking to him today, and he was going on about the fact of people, how they change when they get an amount of numbers on Twitter. It seems to people, just normal people, seem to get this huge ego because they've got a lot of people. And yet, a guy that's just started could be the most intelligent, friendly, nice person you've ever met. But he's got 94 people following him, and you tend to go there and feel, oh, do I really need this, you know?
Last Friday, I was the third most Follow Friday person. And then this thing that Pros was talking about kicked in. I haven't quite worked out Facebook yet, but I will. That's sort of the next step. Then you
have a chat with Mary Smith.
Okay, I will. You'll have to introduce her. I don't know.
No, well, she is the absolute gun on it.
She makes her living telling people.
So that's at Mary Smith. That would be
that one up the back there. More than 90% of people on Twitter have less than 20 followers.
Yeah.
So more than 90% have less than 20 followers, not 20,000, 20.
There's been an article that kind of went through in the last week about Twitter users not lasting much longer than a month, because there's a lot of people that come in and after a month of trying to get on the bandwagon and join the buzz, go, I don't get it, I don't have more than 20 followers, and they kind of give up. And they're looking at these ego people.
Did you ever do blogging?
Yes.
Okay. Do you still do blogging?
Yes.
How many people do you know who did blogging who don't do it anymore?
Hundreds.
Yeah.
The figure is less than 30 days for blogging.
Yeah.
Average person goes and starts a blog and lasts less than 30 days.
Yeah.
Time magazine, one of the 100 most influential things to happen in the last 10 years is Twitter.
Yeah.
And what's that Demi Moore's husband's name?
Ashton Kutcher.
I just can't say that, but A+K. A+K. He's written the article that goes into Time, and it's a 2-page spread, and why it works.
Okay, so just this is Cros from Oz, at Cros from Oz, at New Wave Marketer, and at Wayne Mansfield. Obviously, you can contact us directly through Twitter if you have any other questions, and I hope you enjoyed the videos.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for inviting me.
No worries.
Cheers.